Good night of Shabbos, everyone. As we get ready for Shabbos Bo, and we are mamish coming down the home stretch of Masechtas Arachin with Mishna Vav and Mishna Zayin in the 8th Perek, sponsored by the Fisher family, Nishmas Basi Bas Rabbi Shlomo ben Avram Alevi, Pel Bas Ruvain. Also sponsored by Nishmas Dav ben Chaim, Lefush Leim Fel Yomis ben Sarah, Yaakov ben Bas Yalev for the Schus of Avram and Yom ben Ishma Malki Yudis and family. We're sponsored by Yo Klugman and family for their Panos Gesund and Nachas. We learn Lefush Leima for Moshe Meir ben Esther Fadal, Vidai ben Rivka and the Bas Sarah, Yitzchak ben Tzim and Dusha, Rivka Bas Shiraleah, Rachel Leah Bas Rivka, and Chana Bas Shashbina, Rivka Bas Shiraleah, Aaron ben Sarah, Nachman Yaakov ben Sarah, Yochai ben Ruchama, Zev ben Chai Etel, Aaron ben Sarah, Nachman Yaakov ben Sarah, and Meir ben Chai Sarah. They should have a refuah shalem b'seich sheicha Yisrael. Cherem kahanim, if you dedicate something as a cherem to the kahanim, ein lahem pidyon. It's not to be redeemed. You have to give that item to the kohen. It can't be sold. It can't be redeemed. Eliniton la kahanim ketruma, just like the actual truma has to be given to the kahanim. Now, if somebody says that he's making this slave cherem, there's two types of cherem: bedek habayis for temple maintenance, where it's sold and redeemed and used for repairs in the base of Mikdash, and then this cherem kahanim that goes to the kahanim. Which one is it? Stam cherem, which one is it? So Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira, I'm stam karamim lebedek habayis. If you just say cherem without any further explanation, we assume you mean for temple maintenance. Shenema, because the pasuk says kol cherem Kodesh Kadashim Ula Hashem. Every cherem is Kodesh Kadashim to Hashem. Of course, Bedek Habayis is Kodesh Kadashim because it goes directly to the temple. The Chacham say no. If a person just says cherem without any further elucidation, Stam Charamim LaKahanim. He quotes another pasuk. Shenemer Kistei HaCherem, like a field of cherem, like Koyen Tiyachu Zasai. It should be to a Koyen its possession. So you see, a regular cherem goes to the Koyen. So what do you do with the first pasuk? Im kein lamanema kol cherem kodesh kadoshim ula Hashem. And that's coming to teach me a chiddush. Shu chal al kotche kotchim val kotchim kalim. That if I have kotche kotchim, let's say I have an oila, or I have kotche kotchim kalim like a shlamim or a taida, even though the oila isn't mine anymore, shlamim is partially not mine, I could still declare on it a cherem to the kahanim. Now, of course, it doesn't mean that I give the animal to the kohen. The animal belongs to the mizbeach, but I give the value, what's called hektish ilui, its value to the kohanim. Now, the next Mishnah explains exactly what this means. Machrim odom es kadoshav, a person could declare cherem. He could, let's say, give it to the temple treasury. Bein kotche kotchim, whether kotche kotchim, bein kotchim kalim. Now, it depends. What is the value to you? Im neder, if you said hari olai, so if the behemoth gets lost or the behemoth gets stolen, you have to give the value of the behemoth. So this behemoth is worth its full value to you, because if it gets lost, you're going to have to give its value. So then, noisin es adamim, you give its value, that's the hektish ilui, to the temple treasury. In the dava, but if you say harezu, so if it gets lost, you don't have to replace it. So there, the only benefit is what you spend to make it up to give a gift to Hashem. Noisin es toivasai, you give the benefit that you get. How much you would pay to get an animal to replace it to bring a gift to Hashem. So, therefore, if he says shar zeh oila, this shar is an oila, so if it gets lost, he doesn't have to buy another one. Aimdim kama adam reitzalita mishar zeh. We evaluate how much a person would pay to give instead of this shar. to bring an oila here, Ein Rasha, usually means not permitted, but here it means to bring an oila that he's not obligated to. How much would he pay in order to bring a gift to Hashem? Now, what about a bechor, a firstborn, which is kedusha merechem, a bechor bein tamim bein balmum, whether blemished, unblemished, or blemished, macharim and oisai. Again, you could declare a chayron. Now, what does this mean that you could declare a chayron? Keitzad poidin oisai. How do you redeem it? Now, obviously, we're talking over here about better kabayas, because, right? Or how much would you evaluate it to give it to a kain? How much a person would be willing to pay in order that you should give this bechar to his daughter's son. Kain can't pay for it, but somebody could pay. Let's say he's not a kain, but his daughter married a kain. So how much a person would pay to give it to his grandchild, his daughter's son, or to his nephew, to his sister's son? That is its value, and that is what you have to give to the chayron. Rabbi Shmuel says, Kasav echad aimer taktish. The Gemara says that we have a source that a bechar can have upon it the kedusha of a chayron, because one pasuk says taktish, that you could sanctify it. Because of echad aimer al taktish, you can't sanctify it. You can't sanctify it. That you can't sanctify it at all. It says you can sanctify it. You could be makdish its value, as we explained, how much a person would be willing to pay in order for you to give it to a relative who's a kayin. Of course, you can't be makdish a bechor as a kedusha to the mizbech, because it already has kedusha's bechor. Another hektish can't go on top of that. Okay, Rabbi Isai, we want to thank you very much for joining us, and remind you that there are 2 shiurim on bow, the bow gems 5786, and also the shiur on bow for the Shabbos table. We also want to remind you that if you would like to sponsor Parshas B'Shalach, 718-916-3100, rmmwsi@aol.com. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful Shabbos.